YouTube. We are live. Welcome to another awesome episode of The Good Life. It's episode number 36, and we're back. Uh, Man, we had a great pregame. If you guys aren't joining us for the pregame on Instagram Live, you really should join us because we're having some awesome conversations in the pregame. We do that at 7 p.m. or 4 p.m. Pacific on Instagram. And now we're here for the live show. Tonight, we're diving into a topic that is going to be incredibly important for all of you to pay attention to. Again, the reason that we do this is so that we can have these conversations around health, wealth, mindset, happiness, love, relationships, the things that are crucial to us getting to the good life. And tonight we're going to do, and we started this last week, going through topics with you and actually having a topic every week that we're talking about. And for episode 36 tonight, we are talking about health. Specifically, the title of tonight is the top 5 things that you need to do to invest, or the top 5 ways to invest in your health ASAP, right? So we're going to let Kabi take it over. Last week, you guys heard me talk about life insurance because that's a foundational thing in your financial life. And it was actually Life Insurance Awareness Month in September. Kabi is here, going to give us the rundown on the top 5 ways to invest in our health. And man, I'm going to be over here taking notes. So Kabi, take it away, man.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Guys, you're definitely going to want to take some notes here. But more importantly, you're going to want to take some action after this, right? Notes are great, but I don't know about you, but I lose notes all the time. So I want you to take one action off of this list, like ASAP, right? ASAP. Take some action, okay? Because that's key. You do one, and it leads to another, and it leads to another, and it leads to another, and you get momentum, and you're flowing. Even if you're already flowing, consider that, take another action. Maybe this might be the next step for you. Okay. So like we're talking about 5 ways to invest in your health. What I'm going to do and how I'm going to set this up, guys, is I'm going to set it up one at a time and then let you guys chime in with your experience. And, if you've already taken this step, where were you before? Kind of what did you get out of it? What were the pros and cons? If you haven't, and then where are you now? If you haven't taken it on, guys, will you take it on? What kind of questions do you have about it? And let's just flow that way. But I will set it up, and I want to make sure I set it up fully, so you guys can have the time to really, really bless us with your individual feedback on that. Guys, you may be because by the way, I am a lifestyle designer, health coach, with experience in nutrition. Detox specialist. A lot of people will call me. Focusing on movement. That's probably my longest modality. Anything from strength training to maximizing our innate abilities in performance. I'm also a studying acupuncturist, acupressurist, massage therapist, and also lifelong learner, just student. So that title will grow, right? Why would it grow? Because I'm a student of the game, right? I believe in mastering my craft, and that's why I continue to do what I do. And it's fun. It's like, this is what I do. This is how I have fun. All right. Some people go to the club. I go to a sauna or something.
That's right. That's right. I go to the steam room and to the massage.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
For real. I might steady up on some meridians.
That's it, man.
Yeah. Hey, but you catch me in a club though. Don't be surprised now. Yeah,
throw
don't
down?
be surprised now. I do throw that. No, I'm more of the chill dude in the corner, just cooling. I'm more like cooling. I'm more, I give the guys a couple dabs and I'm cooling in the back, and then by 10-15, I'm making plans to escape.
Got it.
All right, let's take it off the top. So I gave this a lot of thought, and the first thing that kept coming to mind, I was trying to find, it's like, man, that's so predictable, bro. Like, come up with something else. Listen, I believe one of the top ways you can invest in your health right now, right away, is get yourself a juicer. Get yourself a juicer. Now, I'll give you a few reasons why I believe this is number one. Because I believe one of the first steps all individuals can take on their health journey, and even if you're already on your health journey, this is something that goes across the board. Whether you're 60 or you are 15, whether you are you are well bodied, like you was it able bodied, like can very athletic, you've been training all your whole life, or whether you haven't eaten a carrot or a vegetable in a long time. This applies to everybody. Not everybody is going to go work out. Not everybody is even going to drink a lot of water. But guess what? We will all eat food, and we will eat a lot of food. Okay. So pairing that with knowing that basically all schools of thought agree, right? From the father of Western medicine to your doctor who receives about less than 20 hours of nutritional education in their decade plus of schooling, even they would agree, I hope, that all disease originates from the gut. Not only does all disease originate from the gut, and I'm talking mental disease, physical disease, spiritual disease, right? Where you're simply not at ease. Because our body is built to be in harmony. And when our body is in harmony, we are at ease. When we're not at ease, that's literally everything else. There's only two categories. And disease originates from two things. Toxicity. You have too much of the things that you don't want in your body. And I'm not talking just about food. I'm talking about densities. I'm talking about you're consuming too many things that we don't want. That's just not helping you. You're out of harmony, right? So toxicity, too much, and deficiency. You don't have enough. So when you look at it, toxicity, deficiency, it's like, we're just talking about harmony, right? You guys see that? There's only really two. You have too much and not enough, and too little, right? It comes down to the balance. In the world we live in, unless you're listening to us outside of the United States in some other time frame, and if you are, please let us know, because we are international, baby.
Here we go.
Right?
Let's go.
Let's go. But when you look at those two concepts and those two ideas, it comes back to harmony. The reason I say juicer, and I may not say juicer in a different country. I may not say juicer in a different time frame. I may not say juicer with a different culture. But for where we are, absolutely. Because we are so far on the range of toxicity, so far on the range of consuming so many of the things that we don't need, that are actually bogging us down and causing us disease, that we need to correct the other way to bring harmony. That's why I'm saying this. And this is one of the best ways to do that. I would say a water fast, but most of us here, perhaps myself included, wouldn't last any meaningful amount of time on a water fast. So let's toss that out the window. So let's use the proper application of processing of foods to get us to a place where we can actually balance and bring ourselves back into harmony. When we do that, not only do we address our gut, but we also address our gut brain and our gut brain connection on all three levels. It is by far the biggest bang for your buck. It is by far the biggest way to touch all three levels and to get us to a place where we can then continue to listen or develop a more natural relationship with our body, our mind, our spirit, and listen to what our body knows what we need, and go from there. So that's number one. And and guys, I want to give you guys an opportunity to riff off of this as well, man.
So yeah, I mean, I'm glad you listed this as number one, because this is the thing that both I and Chris have tried before, is the juicer. And I think, when it comes to cleanliness of my nutrition, the toxicity you mentioned, I had such a large improvement over the past year and a half, to where I was getting to be mostly smoothies, not a lot of meat, etc. Just kind of slowly kind of getting it cleaner and cleaner. And spending the 10 days on that solid juice feast, man, I felt amazing. Not only did I lose weight, which was not my intention, that was not why I went into this. It was purely for toxicity. I felt so much better all the time. Clear, just calm, and everything. And I think every time you say dis-ease, especially of like the mental or the spiritual, um, man, everything was just chill. I was thinking more long term than I had ever thought in my life because of that juice feast.
Yeah, that's totally true, and I agree with all of that, and not even right gonna even add on anything because you're right, right? Solid food vacation, juice feast, we've gone through it, makes us feel great, right? Does that reset, does everything that we're looking to do, uh, but to stay on kind of and go down that path that we're talking about today of investing, I'll just tell you guys up front, it was a struggle for me to invest in the juicer when I first talked to Kabi, right? When I was like, wait, I gotta get a juicer? Like, you mean I can't make it in my Vitamix, like in my blender? Like, I got a blender. Like, it's not cool. And he's like, well, no, you need to. And he sends me a list of them, right? And he was like, well, and I'm right, competitive guy. Even though we're going down this path and it's a journey, he tells me, hey, well, this is the one I got. But I'm like, I'm hardcore in this. And his juicer is like $400, right? Or something, 300 and something dollars. And I'm like, damn, is that really what I want to invest in a juicer? Like, and then, right, after now going through this process, I absolutely understand why that $300 investment in a juicer that is a great, right, long standing actual product in your kitchen will save you so much, right, time, probably clean up. There's probably a lot of benefits to it. But most importantly, if you are going to be juicing now forever, because I now, thanks to Kabi, I see myself juicing forever, unless it gets easier, right? Which maybe that's a business idea, right? How do we make this easier for people? But I see myself juicing forever. So that's why it's a great investment. I'm so glad he said it's number one, like the first thing, because it's an amazing investment. And somebody that might be listening might give resistance just because they don't know it's an investment. But I'll tell you, if you're going to go down this path of investing in your health, second what he's saying on getting that juicer, it's going to be huge. You're on mute on there.
I am muted. All right. Appreciate you guys weighing in on that. It's incredibly important to get several perspectives on this, right? And I say what I say. I'm knee deep in the game, so sometimes when I say it, you're like, I'm sure it does. Yeah, produces gold bars too, doesn't it? Right? So people get real funny about it. But guys, there's a range. Okay, you can start on the lighter range, and then guess what? You can upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I'm gonna upgrade my juicers, man, because at this point I'm just like it saves me money long run, right? It really does in a lot of ways, not just in the food that I'm consuming, not just all that, but also saves me a lot of doctor's visits, guys. Saves me things that money can't buy. Right. The sort of feedback I've gotten from individuals doing this, taking on juicing and taking on solid food vacation juice feeds, guys, is it's all the evidence I need. It's all the evidence I need. We're talking family members being healed. We're talking about individuals changing entire family trees and their trajectory, right? Of like, man, I didn't know what to do for my mom, and now like I see her like totally different, right? Is that worth $300? So and I don't make any money off of that.
Real
Shoot,
quick,
I need to get my own juicer.
right? For real though, like there's so many business things down this path, you know that. But hey, just to that point, I just had this conversation with my mom 3 days
Oh,
ago. 3 days ago. My mom, I'm over there doing right, cleaning house, doing some stuff for my mom and grandma. Mom's telling me about some remedy or something she heard to help her, right, go to the bathroom. She's having some constipation stuff. I was like, what are you consuming? Like, are you hydrating? Are you drinking? Right? Are you, and she's like, yeah, well, some. And I started telling her, right? And she already has seen me go through this stuff anyway, right? She's seen me, she's talked to me about it. I actually, in the process of the 10-day, I wound up sending her a juice, right? I had an extra green juice. I wound up sending it. She loved it. And so now I gave her that as a recommendation just 3 days ago. And she's like, I would do it. And I was like, well, do you want me to make juice for you? She's like, could you? She's on board. She's on board. So I'm like, great. Right. So now I put it on my shoulder. I was like, okay, mom needs help. Doctor stuff's not helping. Right. Like all that stuff. Okay. I'm going to go to what could be taught me. Let me go make. Now I'm going over there Sunday, and I'm going to the store on Saturday. Build it up. Right. Make her 4, 5, 6 quarts of juice. Right. See how that works. Right. But I guarantee, because from what we're talking about, it'll help her for sure.
Guys, this is it, man. I appreciate you sharing that. And this is it. It's always the moms that get me, man. It's always the moms, because they got such a big heart, and they're ready. I had a comment from a friend of mine that did this and was chatting with their mother, and the mother brought it up unprompted. Saw him doing it, brought it up unprompted. It's like, hey, I'm really glad to see you doing something. Because the stuff that Dad and I did with you guys, it's just because that's all we knew. That's it. That's just what we knew. So we did the best we could. And now to see you making different choices, it makes me want to learn something new. Right? You're changing your family tree. Health is the foundation of wealth. Right? Health is the foundation for wealth. And you're changing your family tree. What do you suggest to put in the juicer? Oh, that's a loaded question, my brother. That's a loaded question. I would suggest that you sign up on my Solid Foodification Juice Feast group, where I lead individuals hold their hand, and I lead them through the process. And not just do I lead them through the process, but the community supports them through the process. It's usually a small group of individuals, so that you can go ahead and we can all be vulnerable with each other. We can be real, authentic, and go through the process. If you just have a juicer and you want to just go right away, I would suggest you start with something watermelon juice is usually a pretty harmless one. Watermelon.
I just had watermelon strawberry juice this morning. From here, had some extra watermelon cut up, had some strawberries, fresh strawberries I saw going bad. I was like, let's just juice these up.
Juice them up.
Watermelon strawberry juice. Good to go. Gave my daughter some in the morning. She loves it as well, right? You're changing families, bro.
That's it. So watermelon is a great one. Put some lemon in there for taste, just try it out, start playing around with it. I love green juice. I think it's a great way to go. Get you some kale, some spinach. I mean, look, something green. All right. Don't overthink it. Just not iceberg lettuce, because that's just garbage. And then, cut it with some lemon, cut it with some pineapple, cut it with some apple. When I say cut it, I mean just put enough in there for taste. All right, that's what I mean by cut it, and get you going. But truthfully, guys, I do this group for free. I'm not charging people for this. So, all it's gonna take is just you getting over yourself, and putting whatever is in the way for you to the side, so we can go ahead and handle this. So, if you are wondering what juice to get, shoot me a DM. I got a PDF I can send you that has my top 5 juices on there that I recommend for whether you're on a budget concern, whatever. That's I think that is the way to go. All right, so that's my top. Anything else from you guys before I move on to the next one on number 1 way to invest in your health right away?
Yeah, I guess I got a final comment. Let's say everybody's about our age, right? Let's say everybody's 30, whatever. You spent 30 years eating one way. If you don't feel happy, if you don't feel calm, what's 10 days? Give it a shot. Just do it.
Right. That's right. I second that, man.
I can't say anything else after that, bro. Let's go ahead and drop that mic and keep it moving. Thank you, brother. That was great. And it really is that is the mind shift right there. Right? What are you scared of? We have never lost a patient. We have never lost a patient. That's the truth. All right. So should we go on to number
Dos.
There.
There it is.
Still
AP
got
French,
it.
baby.
Still got it. All right, guys. I would say number 2 way to invest in your health right away is upgrade your water. Upgrade your water. All right, guys, not all water is the same. It's just like, it's that simple. It's just not all the same. If you start from, I'll say the bottom, like, unless you're drinking sewer water, the bottom, tap water, pretty close to sewer water, right? Right? Tap water. Listen, this is not about being bougie. This is not about being stuck up. This is not about anything. Just look up the water that you drink, your city water. They publish facts on it. Look it up and open your eyes. It's not what you think it is, guys. Oh, well, my city has pretty good. Well, really, look it up. Look it up on the city website. You can go Google it. City water, look it up. Don't take my word for it. Just look it up. See what you're actually drinking. Okay? We don't live in an ideal society anymore. Some people think we still live in the mountains where ice glaciers are melting fresh off of spring water. We don't do that. They go through pipes that is filled with all types of other stuff before it gets to you in your sink. Just because it doesn't have clunks of nonsense, and it doesn't mean that our eyes aren't that great if we realize that, right? We can't see stuff at that level, okay? Look it up and test it if you would like. Test it. I want you to, don't take my word for any of this stuff. Test it every single time. Test it. Your water is not what you think it is. Upgrade your water. Now, how would you upgrade your water? If you're drinking tap water, go ahead and get you some type of filtration system. Okay, get you some type of filtration system. I would also recommend you check out this book, The Choice is Clear. I always recommend it when it comes to water, because he lays it out clean in this many pages. He lays it out clean in this many pages. All right. Rainwater is not what you think it is. If our environment was great and all super clean, it would be, but it's just simply not. It's just not. Thank you, LA, and all other cities that are polluted. Anyway, it's just not the same. It's just not what it is. All the sediments in the air, guess what? Rainwater picks that up before it hits you. Okay? It's just not what it is. Well water, fantastic, but how many of you have access to well water? How many of you, where you are right now? Your parents got it.
Oh, no. Right at my parents, yeah, which I'm there for like 10 days a year.
So that's what I'm. If you are blessed enough to live out there where you have that access, fantastic. And also test it, by the way, not all the same. Still test it. Okay, still test it. For most of us, the best water we have access to for the lowest cost will be distilled water. It's gone through the distillation process where you know it's clean. It doesn't have sediments in it. Unwanted minerals. We want minerals, but we don't want those unwanted heavy metals. It's tearing us up. All types of stuff in our water, man. Let's take a look at that. So, but then I go with you get the gallon water in the distilled gallon water. Now you got to worry about the plastic. Don't do bottled water at all, unless you have to. Let me make that statement. Do not do bottled water at all unless you have to. First of all, you're feeding the machines, because the people that own these waters are stealing from our brothers and sisters and are putting it in plastic. Plastic leaches into our water, then we put it into our body. Ain't nothing good all the way through. Does it look pretty? Yeah, it does. Do they get usually very attractive men and women to market it? Yes, they do. But they do that for a reason, and because they make a hell of a lot of money off of water. Okay, so if you are going to do bottled water, gallon distilled waters, you can get them for like 79 cents, 99 cents, or whatever. Just know you're taking the plastic risk. That's just what you're doing.
I'm curious, Kabi, I'm gonna jump in. Question: purified water versus distilled water? Like, I've seen that on bottles. Like, what's the difference of that? I'm actually curious.
These are kind of like marketing terms, right? Yeah. So like 0% fat versus low fat versus like, what words can you actually use? Purified could mean literally anything.
Yeah.
What is purified water? I don't know. Distilled water has gone through the process of distillation. At least we know that. Hopefully. All right. But there's a reason why I can't tell you exactly what the process of purification they use, and they probably wouldn't tell you either.
Yeah.
They don't have to tell you.
Yeah.
Right.
That's something I'm always curious about, though, right? Like, just because we get our water delivered to us, right? Like, just the Deer
Which
Park,
source?
what's it called? Nestle. So it's whatever Nestle's water is, I guess. Nestle water. I don't know.
Yeah. One of these giant corporations. Nestle
Yeah.
owned by Coca-Cola.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I
Yeah,
think so.
it
But
is.
like we get like the 5 gallon, like we got the machine joint that we push down and the water comes out.
Yeah.
But it says
Yeah.
purified water, right? Like no BHA, BHP. What's the thing that they say? Oh, all that stuff. Man.
pH.
Yeah,
pH.
there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
all that.
Guys, this blows my mind because we're ready to pay for what we're kind of used to and we kind of see. But and I'm gonna keep going with this water thing so you see where I'm going with this. But we won't try new sources. Listen, if you can't describe the purification process, why would I buy it? I have no idea what they're doing to that thing. They just tell me it's purified, and I'm like, all right, cool. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you what purification means, right? Not only, so I would say, guys, I'm not sitting here as an expert. I'm sitting here as somebody who's always looking at this stuff. I don't buy any of that stuff anymore. I used to buy essential water, right? Because I wanted alkalinized water, but it's alkaline water. There's a difference. All they do is add baking soda. It's on the bottle. Read the bottle. They just add baking soda. Why? Because you cannot bottle alkaline water. You cannot can real fruit and it still maintain all of its properties. It goes bad on the shelf for a reason. Water goes bad for a reason. So I go for the filtration system, not anything that is now. Again, if you're starting out and you're like, listen, I'm in college, get yourself that gallon distilled water. That distilled process is specific on like the purification process. So purification, distilled is under the umbrella of purification, but that's a specific process. It's rainwater contained within a process. So we're not picking up the sediments and stuff out in the environment itself. All right. So look it up. Double check my work. I'm not here to give you all the freaking details. I'm here to give you the tip top so you can go do your own research and dive deep. So I'll go distilled gallon water. If you can get it. I mean, if you can distill your own water, go for it. Right. I'll accelerate beyond that to reverse osmosis. Again, do your own research. You look it up. Right? You look it up. What are we talking about here? You look it up because you also appreciate it more. If I sit here and I break it all the way down, you'd be like, huh, interesting. That's it. You go look it up. Right? Reverse osmosis. I upgrade from there. So I had my personal journey went from Brita, right? Gallon to Brita in college and whatnot. After college, I invested in Berkey water. My partner introduced me to Berkey water. Again, look it up. That's a purification process, right? Bless you. What I recommend anybody that has money to have water delivered or to buy bottled water, right? Like I was buying essential water, is like, do the math, guys. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. Do the math. What I recommend and what I personally use is a Kangen water machine. Why? I'm looking at a minimum of 35 plus years. I'm looking at proper purification process, distillation process right in front of me. Right in front of me. I use it for all my sources, cooking. I will soon be using it for showering as well. Brushing my teeth, all of that stuff. all my water sources will soon be alkalinized. All right. And I'm looking at I'm making a one-time upfront investment, and I'm good. I'm set. 40 plus years. That was the first time I did it. I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was feeling kind of dumb. Like I was like, shoot, did I just go crazy a little bit? Like, did I just go like way too overboard right now? So I didn't tell too many people. I kind of kept it to myself for a little bit. I told a buddy of mine, and he was like, a what? He's like, yo, my mom has that. I always thought she was crazy. She's had it for 30 plus years. I was
It's
just
been
like,
around that long?
Yes.
I didn't.
I was mind blown.
This is a new thing.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I was mind blown.
Somebody approached me about Kangen water 6 years ago, maybe 7. It just wasn't there. It wasn't in that like water. What? Huh? Okay.
Why would I do that?
Yeah,
There's water right there.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah, the water right there. Yeah.
And here's the thing: I've never been the tap water guy. Like that's something I did Brita in college too. Like we had a Brita. I went through that phase, but then I was just always bottled water. It was just, well, this is better than tap water for sure. So bottled water all the way out. And I remember 6-7 years ago out in LA, somebody talked to me about Kangen water, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm good, man. But I think they were also talking about the business side of it too. But I think really it was more about like me just not understanding that water, like that was a thing, right? Like I didn't know that was a thing.
And that's it. And I want you guys to share kind of your water journey real quick, but I want to finish with like, what is, it's also considered medical grade water, by the way. Mm-hmm. So you can literally hop on a plane with a gallon of Kangen water. Right? So I don't know, must be okay. Right? Must be all right. You also can get your money back.
Wait, time out.
Your taxes.
Time out. Before that tax one, like get through TS, like the
yes,
like you can actually take that bottle of water through because it has like a medical label on it. So like even though it's a clear liquid, they'll still do it. Oh, that's awesome.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you can take jars through. There's actually a thing you can print off of their website, slap it on so that TSA doesn't get too confused. Right. But yeah, you can absolutely do it.
Awesome.
All right. So medical tax exemption. All right. Get your money back. Right, guys. I forked over the money for my thing, and I got all my money back. I'm good. I'm good. Right. So thank you, Uncle Sam. I appreciate you. You know, something finally good you did for me. I appreciate you. So that's it.
Take you up a couple points on the social media favor there.
Yeah, gosh, yeah. Have you guys seen Black Mirror with the social like point?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like that's me. That's me. It was Jordan. Yeah, I feel like that's me. We're gonna miss you at the wedding, Jordan, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, guys, what's your water? Listen, I highly recommend that you at least check it out. And if you know somebody with a machine, just get some water from them and try it out. Okay. But real quick, restore pH. Both of the things too far, juicing plus Kangen water addresses hydration, super important. Energy level for both of them, and hydrating at the cellular level, which is so much more important than anything else that we could possibly do. So that's why those are the top two. You guys.
Stu.
Water journey.
I love this topic because I was literally raised on well water from basically the foot of the Appalachians. I mean, I took this so for granted. Like I kind of noticed like, man, this tastes a lot better than what I'm getting in school, which was basically tap water. But I never really thought much about it. I was just like, oh, it's just a different chemical, or it can't be that bad for me, right? It's given to me by the government. Like they're supposed to take care of me, so we should be good. And recently, I don't know, man, every time I go home for like a week at a time, I get addicted to this water, man. I'm trying to think of ways that my mom could like send me well water or something. Because the difference, like, it's just not flat. Like it's not sparkling. I'm not trying to say it's out here bubbling, but
it's
for those
dead.
Yeah, it's not dead. Exactly. And for those who are like, have ever wondered, like, why does this water like not even feel like it's hydrating me? Because it's not. All right. I think one of the reasons why my parents are so healthy at their age is because they have spent the last 30 plus years of their life drinking this stuff. They're not on tap water. And I always come back down here almost begrudgingly. I mean, I have a filter, but for right now, like, if my choices were to drink well water or tap water that's filtered or whatever, I'd go well water every time. And it sounds like the closest thing to actual water from a pure source sounds like Kangen. Khabib's been talking about it for forever. I'm starting to meet more and more people. Um, Conor McGregor's got it. Brady's got it. Like, there's a lot of people that take
LeBron
this
got it.
very
Christian
seriously.
Ronaldo got it. Kevin Hart got it. Big Sean got it. Like, why all of y'all on this? Right? Oh, you don't push it out because you don't get endorsement money. Smart. I get it. You don't get endorsement money, so you don't push it out. It's key, man. Like, not all of us are gonna get well water, and in fact, I think in a lot of ways, though, I'm not saying that not all well water is the same.
Yeah.
It's just not.
I
Depends on the
appreciated that
land.
note of testing it, which leads me to a question. How would you recommend testing water?
You can test. You
Get
can
a little
test
kit or something?
pH drops. You can test your there's an iodization or oxidation meter, I believe. You can test. There's several different tests that you can run in your water. YouTube it. YouTube Your Brain on Water. Watch that, and then also YouTube testing your water. And if you are interested in like chatting a little bit more about one of these and how to structure it for like you and your particular situation, your budget, where you are as an individual, how often you're using this water, how often you talk about that, that's definitely something I can help you out with. Again, listen, guys, this is like stuff I'm putting out because I'm doing this for myself and I'm recommending it to any client that will listen. Anybody that will listen.
Anybody that
So,
listen, Dana
yeah.
on LinkedIn says, I love water, right? And I'm right there with you, right? Like, I love water too. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on my water journey because I want you to get through the rest of these three. But I will tell you that, like, I've been drinking, like, I used to joke with people and tell them it's just water and alcohol for me. And it's true. Like, I really don't do anything in between. Now, juices, right? Now I'm doing juicing, but like, no sodas, no, like, I've probably been a good 6 to 8 years out from drinking some form of soda or right, all my alcohol straight, no vodka, cranberries, like just straight everything. So I'm either alcohol or water. That's it. So
Now you
Dana,
can have alkalinized water.
there we go. Dana said she's from Jamaica, so she said she will not drink well water. I guess the well,
So that's what I'm saying.
the
That's
wells
what I'm
in
saying.
Jamaica. Yeah.
It's not all the same. It depends on the land. It depends on a lot of different factors. However, that's why I opt for this particular source where I'm taking whatever the water is and I'm running it through a process that's right in front of me. I know the process that it's running into. I see it. I read about it. I know what's up. And then the evidence of the water comes out. And also, it's the process of alkalinizing is totally different. So you want to chat about that, just hit me up. We'll definitely go on there. And if you want to hear more about it too, we can definitely go deeper another time. Number three.
Quick,
go ahead.
Before we do that, super quick one for all those people out there that may be skeptical of how tap water may not be that great for us. Flint, Michigan. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, if that one doesn't get you, then I don't know what will. But like, at least look up your water. Like,
Yeah.
you can literally Google it, right? It's not like you don't have to take my word for it. Just Google it. So yeah, guys, I think everybody should be on this. They should be on this for your family. You should be on this for like, it's a no-brainer for me, especially when you consider that, yeah, we already spend the freaking money, right? Why not put it somewhere where you can get it back and get good water? Like, it was such a no-brainer for me that it blows my mind. Like, I don't even get it. But number three, good food. Oh, well, that's pretty general. What do you mean? I'm specifically pretty general in this one because I'm not talking about a diet, guys. I'm not talking about carnivorism. I'm not talking about keto. I'm not talking about vegan. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is the fundamental, the foundation of anything that is considered good food, which is three things. You have to ask yourself three things. Does this nourish me at the cellular level? Does it repair at the cellular level? And does it help me eliminate the waste product? Cardboard is not good food because it doesn't do those things, guys. That's it. McDonald's is not good food because it doesn't do all three of those things. So the test actually becomes really simple. You know, we don't have to overcomplicate it, actually. Is it doing those three things? If you check yes, 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 great. Create your own diet. I don't care. Create your own diet. Got it. Name it whatever you want to call it. All right. But if it's doing all three of those things, guess what you're going to be? You're going to be in great shape. It's nourishing you at the cellular level, repairing at the cellular level, and helping you eliminate the waste product. That's it. Now, for me, I've gone through a lot of different ways of meeting those needs. When you know that's true, you can't fall victim to a lot of the lies out there, right? So for me, that means I'm juice, fruits, stuff that's direct from our source. All right. And then if I'm finding ways of I'm actually working on ways of supplementing that, Chris. I'm looking at ways of doing that right now. I'm going through. That's why I recommend juice to start by going through. How can I take that juice on the road? How can I not juice? Because I don't want to go through that extremely meditative process that may take a while. Right? How can I not do that? And I haven't found anything quite, and I'm still testing on this, but I found I'm currently on a product right now that's helping me do that. Go on the road, get me everything I need at not the macro level, but the micro level. So I don't want your big old protein. I want the amino acids, right? And everything else really just comes down to minerals and whatnot. I'm getting that. Can I get that? So if you are one that you like, man, I want to take on juicing, but I have blah, 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 blah. First and foremost, let's talk about what those considerations are. And then if they're real, because I would prefer you do it that way. If they are real, then I may have another one for you to check out. But I say good food in general, because I'm not pointing you in a particular direction. I want you to think critically, is it doing those three things? And if it is doing those three things, we're good. It could be a little freaking, like, I don't know, alien technology little thing that you take, right? It doesn't have to be through the mouth and chew and blah blah blah. We don't that's not all of that is required. That has nothing to do with nourishing, repairing, and eliminating. So good food. It's number 3, right? For most of us, that means going through the produce aisle. For most of us, that's probably what we're gonna do, right? The green stuff and the very colors, the stuff that goes bad quickly, right? But that also, I get it. We don't live in a modern world. That also comes with its headaches. And if you want to try a different way of getting that done, I've got a potential supplement for you that can supplement that. But it is a supplement. It is not primary. But you can do very well on it as well. So that's number 3, good food.
Awesome.
What you guys got on good food?
I could probably touch on a lot, but the one thing I just want to touch on, because I was just at a place out here we call Produce Junction, where it's a big produce, like kind of like they can do wholesale, but it's cheap produce, right? They bring it in. And I was telling the lady, because I was stocking up, right? 2 watermelons, right? 3 of like, different 3 cantaloupes. And I'm just stocking up, right? I got a bunch of stuff. The lady behind me asked like if I was a chef. I was like, well, funny, I happen right. There used to be one, but no, I just cook this stuff for myself. Like I just eat this myself. She's like, okay. And I went over and I grabbed some strawberries. They were two pints, like 2 packs for 3.50. And I was like, you got to get those strawberries, man, because like 2 packs for 3.50, you can't beat that anywhere. And she was like, but they go bad so quick. I was like, so eat them. And that was it. I was like, people use that as an excuse. Like, it goes bad so quick. Like, you want the thing to be on your shelf for 4 years? Like, what are you talking about? Like, of course it goes bad quick. But yeah,
because we want all the variation, right? We need something different in our mouth. There's different experience. Listen, experience life out here, not in your mouth. Okay, like life is out here. Okay, so I think that's incredibly important. It goes bad, but you should eat it. Another tick for juicing, by the way, but that's juice them and drink them. Like some people's like, what? Why don't you just eat them? Bro, when was the last time you ate like 3 bushels of kale and you're like, what? I hardly ever see you eating salad, bro. Like, come on now. I don't do that. So yeah, no, that's why it's so silly. But the closest thing for I think on a higher level to invest on number 3 is our own farms. That to me, that's the best. But like, I don't know about you, but I don't have any land out here in San Francisco yet. So that's why I have a different source of getting that until I get my own land and start farming.
All of our neighbors out here where I am, out like kind of like central Pennsylvania, all of us or all of my neighbors have backyard farm, backyard garden type of deal. We were eating some really good tomatoes and zucchini from my neighbor over the past like 3 months. They had these zucchini that were like literally like this big, like huge. And then you go to the grocery store and they got these little tiny ones. Like, what are you selling me? Like, this just grew out of my neighbor's garden and it's like 4 pounds and it's a good zucchini. And you're gonna sell me one tiny one that's like a third of a pound for like way more money. So anyway, eating from our own garden, eating from our own farm, like that is huge. You guys know I might have talked about it before. Like I'm putting together like a vertical farming project because I really believe like indoor farms, like with the technology we have and right, the ability to grow. Because outside of this country, vertical farming is huge, right? Amsterdam's been vertical farming, or Amsterdam, no, maybe the Netherlands. I don't know, Singapore. There we go, Singapore. That was all totally off, right? I wasn't even close. Singapore, right? Singapore has been the leader in vertical farming for the past like decade. They've been doing it for a decade in Singapore. You come over here, you ask most people, many of you even on this live might not know what vertical farming is or how it works, right? But that's something I'm trying to put together because your food source is incredibly important. Your food source is incredibly important. We learned this in the pandemic too. That's when it really hit me. When I don't know if you guys remember when people were going crazy for like toilet paper and stuff, there was no fruit and no meat in the freaking, right, in the grocery store. There was like no supplies, that like nothing that we needed. And as soon as you walk in that produce side and you see no fruit and then it's like, it's the worst of it. You're like, what are we headed towards? People are grabbing toilet paper. I'm trying to get fruit and there's no fruit, no vegetables, like none of that stuff. That's something we got to be aware of. That's something. So food source is huge, man.
Yeah. My super quick comment on this one is just personal experience. Now, I grew up not really paying much attention to what I ate. I was overweight. I had acne. And as soon as I got rid of things like dairy and just greasy food and just like started eating cleaner, man, my skin started glowing. Like you start being in better shape without even trying. I was working out all the time, fighting this diet. This is the whole fitness is 80% nutrition, 20% exercise that Khabib mentions and a lot of others, man. Like, this is it right here. You want to look great. You want to feel great. You got to eat well.
1,000%. 1,000%. And you'll notice so far, all these things have something in common. Energy, aging, just like hard, like they're all towards the same sort of goal, right? Off of number 3, good food. Highly recommend Dick Gregory's natural diet for folks who eat. All right, this is an old classic. If you eat food, you might want to check this out. All right, if you eat food, you might want to check this out. So let's go to number 4, which is, this was tough for me, but this was on my mind recently, so I put out, which is your mattress. Your mattress. This is actually one where it could save you some money. Right? Like you could spend less than you were intended to spend, so you could put the rest of the money towards the other stuff. Right? Guys, all this whistles and buttons and blue dots and springs and woo dots and kilowatts on our mattresses don't do anything for us. They're not that great. They do not do much more than like a Japanese futon mattress, who could cost you like less than $300 and take up way less space. And you can fold up in the morning, so you have more space in your room if you're living in a crowded city, for an example, or you're a single male or something like that. Our mattress has gone through the same thing that a lot of our products that we buy now has gone through, which is this marketing gimmicky, super ridiculous. They have to keep putting out new mattresses, so the technology gets better, and then they get Dak Prescott to hop on TV and tell you all the buttons and woo dots and whatnots and how he gets a great night's sleep. I'm sure he does, but he also doesn't pay for that mattress. He gets it for free. I would do the commercial too. Right? All I'm saying is, when you come to mattress, guys, you really want to look for, is your spine in alignment? And most of the time, your spine can be in better alignment when you have more feedback coming from like the floor, right? I'm not saying sleep on the floor. I'm just saying, actually, I slept on the floor for quite a while and I was totally fine. I don't know why people bug at this. But hey, if you are going to bug at this, my American friends, go ahead and listen. Get yourself a Japanese futon, put it somewhere else and test it out. Slowly transition and just test it out, so you see that, oh, I don't actually need that. And in fact, my spine can be in better alignment. I can get rid of low back pain. I can get rid of shoulder pain if I position myself correctly, and I can feel more grounded, get better sleep, get more energy. It's so funny because when you go ahead and you try to Google this stuff, they come up with all types of interesting whatnots, and there's not been enough research from blah 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 blah. My people have been sleeping like this for freaking centuries. Just because you haven't put it through your scientific research and process, then you don't know if it's good. Well, let me tell you, it's good. And you test it out for yourself. Not everything has to be peer reviewed for it to be good, guys. Not everything has to be peer reviewed the Western way for it to be good. You can also just take. There's some things that they used to do in the past that, quite frankly, was great for us. It was great for us. And I'll say a mattress is one of those things. Really consider, next time you're in a position where you need a new mattress, consider going with a simple Japanese futon mattress. There's a reason why they live so damn long. And it's so much cheaper.
I'm looking at it now. It's a lot cheaper. It's about it's anywhere from like a quarter to like an eighth of the cost of popular mattresses.
It's dope, and it gets you, like, again, the biggest thing is alignment. And you guys know, alignment leads to better posture, leads to better breathing, leads to better sleep. Right? A lot of us get in these fancy beds, and it just amplifies our poor spinal alignment. It actually just amplifies it. And it essentially is like putting the same thing as modern shoes are to our feet. Is essentially like putting it in a cast, right? We're tossing and turning, but it's like you're struggling to toss and turn properly. So you're putting your spine kind of in a low key, like a soft kind of cast that keeps it in a position it shouldn't be in. So that's that. Take a look at that. Really consider that. Number 5. And in the interest of time, is a little bit of a cheat on my end, but I'll give it to you anyway. Guys, invest in some coaching in your community. invest in some coaching in your community. Chris just mentioned neighbors, zucchini and gardens and sharing, guys. I ultimately, the true form of currency is energy, man. It's energy. That's what it is. And energy comes from people. There's a reason why they were harvesting energy, right? Using humans as batteries in the matrix, guys, because that's the true form of currency, right? It's energy. It really is. And so that's energy you share with your neighbors, energy you share with your friends. And like, that's what it really is. And get you some coaching, man. Like, yes, you can Google and do whatever, but like, I spend so much in coaching myself. I truly believe in it. So that's what I got for you guys. Juicer, upgrade your water, good food, rethink your mattress, and then get you some coaching and build you a strong community.
Man, solid list. I hope everyone that's listening is paying attention to this stuff because I'm taking notes. I know Stu's taking notes. Like, and we get a chance to hear this stuff. Like, could be coaches us. we hear this stuff already, right? And we still are taking notes because there's so much to this, right? And again, this is about living a good life. This is about getting to that place where you're designing the life that you want. And again, health is the foundation for building your wealth, right? Health is that foundation. If you don't have your health, like what else do you have? And could be laid out a bunch of great things. I don't know one more important than the other, but remember, with the topic of investing, you got to invest in these things. These aren't expenses or bills, right? Like these are investments, meaning this is going to grow into something more for you, more of an asset. This juicer is going to give you the ability to recalibrate your stomach, right? Like your right, like digestive tract, all that stuff, right? Like the things that you're doing are an investment. That's how you have to remember it. And I'm so glad we used that word today because that's really what it is. It's an investment. You might not see it tomorrow. I guarantee you won't see it tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, but down the line, you will see improvements in these areas so you can get to that life that you want. So I'm super appreciative of you, man. This has been awesome. Stu, what do you got, man?
Honestly, I think you ordered the priority like perfectly. I mean, as far as like starting off with a juicer just to open people's minds up to this. I mean, because that's what it did for me. And just hearing all the results and like different people like overcoming diseases, etc., that supposedly there's no cure for, but oh wait, if the body's healthy, it can actually cure itself. All the way down to the water quality, which really hits home, literally for me. Um, so yeah, I think finally, like the most key piece, like to me in my own personal experience, would be the food. Like, guys, check what you eat. I don't do fast food. I got one that I hit from time to time, and it's about once a month, and it's Chick-fil-A, and I can't help it. But I'm pretty okay with once a month. All right, in the grand scheme of things. So
Chick-fil-A gets everybody, bro. Like I'm right there with you. Chick-fil-A gets everybody. I haven't eaten, like I call it hardcore. I call it hardcore fast food. McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King. Right? But I haven't hit that stuff in probably a decade, like probably almost a decade. Taco Bell, all that stuff.
yeah,
Right? Because I cut that out a long time ago. But Chick-fil-A will get me here and there. They'll get me.
yep. But yeah, guys. Long story short, I think what could be always love to say is, what are you consuming? Like it's very easy. As could be meant, or I think the famous quote is, "Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food." It's so true. Just trial and error it. Like, we don't make money off of you getting healthier. We just want you to try different things to see if you get different results. So just try it, guys.
That's it, man. That's it. Guys, I don't know if you want to finish it up. Could be like give us some closing things to take us out of
That's
here.
it. That's it, guys. Listen, I appreciate you taking the time to hear this out. I know it's not like the most exciting thing ever, right? We could talk about all types of debauchery on here that will probably get people a crazy amount of views and whatnot. But if you're tuning into this, if you're watching any part of this, that means that you really about this. And guess what? The impact it makes in being in a higher vibration and creating higher vibration around us is totally worth it. seeing your mother get better, your grandmother get, people you care about, people you love, really like up. Let's not wait till they're on their deathbed for us to perform acts of love. And that's what really this is acts of love, And the last thing I'll leave with, guys, is I say community and coaching as well. But if you're not going to get direct coaching, at least invest in your education, your own education. At least invest in your own education. Pick up a book. Pick up one of these books I continuously hold up for a reason, because they completely changed my entire way of thinking. And I had already been in this field for 8+ years, right? Before I ran into this library of information. So take it up. Follow us. We talk about this all the time. And not just about health. Health is the foundation, and then we build on top of that. Okay. So we'll see you guys next week. Wednesday at what is it? 4 for the pregame. If you're on the West Coast, what's that? 7 for y'all East Coasters. All right. And then come back at 8, or stay with us at 8. And I believe what's that?
5.
5. Hey, look, guys, I just hop on because I know what time I need to be here. I just hop on, right? Tap in. And we love sharing this stuff with us. We're going to have a lot more of these, like, really, like, learning series type. And I'm excited to see what the rest of the guys put on, because, like, we all learn from each other as well. So until next time, take care. And we love you all.
Take care, guys.
Truth, health, freedom, baby. Let's get it.
Let's go.